Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. How is this movie better than the live action Netflix show? In case anyone did not hear what I said before, how is this movie, this piece of garbage right here? How is this movie? How does this movie do certain things better than the live action Netflix show? Please, please, someone explain this to me. Explain. How is this possible? How is this possible? How is this possible? So, for those of you who do not know, I am a very big. Oh, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know who I am the world's biggest geek. I am part of the Cool Kids channel, and this is, this isn't usual because I normally I'm with my other pals, Devin, John, right, dude, Mark, all those guys. But I no, I apparently am going solo this time because nobody else wanted to watch this show. And for anybody who is not familiar, I am a huge Avatar. You see this? You see this right here? That's just I am a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. I have talked about Avatar for so many times. I it is one of my favorite cartoons, one of my favorite all-time cartoons, one of my favorite shows ever, period. And when I found out that there was going to be a Netflix show, my first thought was, why? Why? Why was there a Netflix? Why was Netflix going to be making a live action show? Why? And I was skeptical. I was kind of excited. What's up, right, dude? How you doing? Um. Oh wait. Sorry, I'm still new at this. Hi, Austin. There, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? What's up, right, dude? Yeah, you're about to watch your friend go ballistic right now because, and I'm not even gonna curse. I don't think I'm too angry to curse right now. When I found out that the original creators of The Last Airbender, the show, left this project, I should have known. I should have known that this was going to be a train wreck. Because how, for the life of me, how do we go from this?
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago,
To this?
Water, earth, fire, air.
Do you understand how wrong? Do you understand how bad that is? I don't know, Lego fan. I don't know. I don't know. Okay? Now, let me talk about the positives because there are positives in this show. Okay? I am not completely against this show. This show is not the worst thing I have ever seen. This is still the worst thing I've ever seen adapted from the Last Airbender show. But even this movie gets some things right. Surprisingly so, this movie gets some things right that the show doesn't freaking do. Um, so the actors. Uh, hello, Devin. Yeah, I'm glad I'm staying. Yeah, honestly, I should have listened. So yeah. the actor who plays Aang, for a child, he does a good job. Okay, he's way better than Ong. Hey, they call him Aang in the show. I mean, hey, that's already an A+ in my book. He does a good job. Okay, there are some times where his acting can be a little bit wooden or a little too much. But again, he is a child actor. All right, I am not going to criticize any child actors because again, they're children. They're new to this. The actress who plays Katara, she does an okay job. I think that Katara in the show, the cartoon, is done way better. I'm not saying that the actress who plays Katara in the live action show is bad, but I do think that she only has two emotions: straight face or looking worried. I don't think I've seen her. I think I've only seen her smile a handful of times, and I don't need that many fingers to do so. The actor who plays Sokka, honestly, Ian Owsley did an amazing job. He was the standout of the show. Sokka was the best part of that show. Sokka was the best part of the live action show, which, I mean, that's great because Sokka is one of the best parts of the cartoon. He is funny and he's also a great character. Now, we'll get to how his characterization in the show is just botched entirely later on in the negatives. But as far as I'm concerned, Ian Owsley does an amazing job, and he was honestly the best part in that entire show as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the actress who plays Suki, great job. Avatar Kyoshi, great job. Iroh, I mean, he did a decent job. I can't complain. He did a decent job. Arden Cho, who plays June, who's the bounty hunter, amazing job. Great characterization. I thought she was amazing. She looked dead accurate. Is there anything else? Daniel Day Kim. I mean, would I have rather not seen his face? Absolutely. I think he was menacing enough to play Ozai, which, I mean, good job, Daniel Day Kim. I mean, I've never watched Good Doctor, but he seems like he looked like he did a good job. And the actress from the Predator movie Prey, I don't know her name. I'm sorry. She did a great job as Princess Yue. I think she did a good job. And as far as the actors, they did a fine job. And I forgot Dallas, who played I don't know his last name, but he plays Zuko. I will get to Zuko later. Trust me. Oh, Zach came in with a chat. Yeah, the trailer looked decent, and I was fooled. Like everybody else, I was fooled. I just has no luck. I mean, honestly, listen. I will get to more of that later. As far as I'm concerned, the actors do a good job. They do a decent job. I'm not going to say good because not everyone did a great job. They do a decent job. That is not my issues with this show. Okay. As far as the bending, the fire bending was great. I mean, I'm so glad that we strayed away from firebenders finding a source instead of creating fire out of nothing. Airbending, amazing. Waterbending, amazing. Earthbending is a little bit. It's a little. I have an issue with the earthbending. It just looks like they're making constipated faces every time they're earthbending. It's like weird. I would say the raid at the Northern Air Temple was probably the best action sequence of the show. I think seeing the genocide, or I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but seeing the airbenders versus the firebenders on Sozin's Comet was amazing. Probably best sequence of the show. That's one of the new stuff that I actually liked because we never got to see that in a cartoon, which obviously you can't do it in a cartoon because it deals with, that word. But great sequence. Am I honest? I'm grasping at straws here. I'm trying to find other great things about the live action show, honestly. I like that we got to see Momo. I don't know. Again, let's talk about the negatives. And this is not going to be a long review because myself alone can't carry an hour-long review unless people want to join. Yeah. So this entire season. So you know what? We'll start with something simple. You know how each season of the cartoon it represents each element. Book 1 is water, right? Book 2 is earth, and book 3 is air. I mean, if it's fire. Aang doesn't even practice waterbending in this season. Aang doesn't waterbend at all this season. And I'm sorry if this spoilers, but like I said it before, it's a rant. Aang doesn't even learn waterbending. Do you understand how bad that is? We don't get any waterbending with Aang. We don't even learn about Sozin's comet. We don't even get to even see. There is so much about this show that they just decide not to do for whatever reason. I don't know why. Roku is barely even a character in this show. Even like Avatar Roku is one of the most important characters for Aang. He is the last avatar before Aang. He helps Aang throughout his entire journey. We see Kyoshi, that's cool. We see other avatars, but we barely see Roku, and Roku's done terribly. I mean, I don't understand. What the heck? What is this? What is this? Roku is one of the best characters in the show. And when he's there, he helps Aang along his journey, and he doesn't do anything. He just literally says, "Oh, Aang, being with friends is bad. You must go it alone," which was never a thing in the show, in the cartoon. It was never a thing in the cartoon. So yeah. By the way, yeah. So basically, all the avatars tell Aang, "Oh, you must go it alone. You can't have any friends with you because friends are dead weight." And the funny thing enough is, Aang actually listens to them. Aang, the person who is afraid of being alone, who loves his friends no matter what, loves Katara, loves Sokka, like they're his family. He says, "I need to go it alone. You guys need to not fight with me. You guys should not stay out of my way." Aang said, Aang. How do you ruin one of Aang's key character traits? He is a kid who is nice and sees good in everyone and wants to help others and is fine with having help. Why are you doing? They are literally copying the plot point from this movie. How Aang can't have a family, how Aang can't have any friends helping him out because it's bad. They're literally copying from this garbage. And again, this movie surprisingly does things that are better than the show, and I will talk about it. Zuko is done better in this movie than he is in the show, and that is really insulting to me because Zuko is my favorite character in this show. And Zuko, you know how everyone complained how Hayden Christensen was whiny in the prequels. Zuko is literally the most whiny character in the entire show, and every time he talked, it was like nails on a chalkboard. There's a line delivery that literally reminds me of that meme from Pinocchio where he's like, "Father, when can I leave to be on my own?" That's literally how he talks in the show. He just comes off like he's like a whiny brat. The scenes that I like of Zuko is when he's not talking and when he's firebending. He's best when he's not talking. When he's talking, it's annoying. Katara. So Katara, and then I have a bone to pick with Katara. So remember how in the cartoon where Katara fights for her honor and fights for her respect from Paku, who is the waterbending master who wouldn't teach her because she's a girl? So instead, we get Paku. So she fights Paku, and Paku still doesn't train her. Still doesn't, doesn't train her. He gains her she gets respected by Paku towards the end of the finale from the finale. What? Why? And then and then Sokka, the whole sexism controversy with Sokka. So Sokka isn't sexist in the show, which I don't know why they did not do that with his character, because it actually develops his character even further to respect women as fighters and women as benders. So we get the plot point with him and Suki, like so now it's just Sokka's just like simping for Suki instead of him wanting to learn from Suki and earning and gain and Suki earning his respect as a fighter. So we just have a pointless love story. And then that just goes nowhere, obviously, because we're not going to see Suki until season 2, even if there is a season 2. And I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. I'm going all over the place. There's just, I'm trying to list stuff that I do not like. I should have had a whole list. What else? What else did I not like? Why was Azula in the first season? Why was she here? Why was she there? Azula. So apparently, right? Check this out. Azula was pulling the strings this entire time. She was telling, "Get it out, get it out, buddy. You're here. Oh, your friends are here for you." Thank you, Devin. I'm trying. Listen, you can clearly tell that I'm new at being solo and live streaming, so I'm sorry if I keep stuttering. So yeah, Azula was pulling all the strings. Remember how Zhao was a competent admiral and he actually had the idea to kill the moon spirit? He figured out on his own that Zuko was the blue spirit. He orchestrated everything because it was his idea. No, Azula, for some freaking reason, is pulling all the strings like a puppet master and giving Zhao all this information instead of him finding it himself. So not only is General Zhao just a puppet, and General Zhao isn't a great villain, Azula is in this show for no reason, and they have Azula being jealous of Zuko. Why? Why? Why is Azula jealous of Zuko? Azula, the perfect child, is jealous of Zuko? Why? Azula has no reason to be jealous of Zuko. And why is Ozai treating Azula like some afterthought? In the cartoon, Azula is his favorite child. She is his favorite child. He treats Zuko like he's like some mistake, which is ironic because Zuko's the firstborn. Oh, I'm all right. I'm trying. I need a drink because I'm trying to stay calm. Yeah. So for some reason, Ozai keeps giving Azula these tests. Test after test after test for some reason, and Azula, for whatever reason, is trying to prove herself to Ozai. Like, Azula did not need to be in this show. Not yet, at least. You could have had her in the finale, but she did not need to be in the season. Her being in this, if you take Azula out, it really doesn't add anything to the story besides her apparently pulling the strings behind Zhao this entire time. And then with Ozai, I'm sorry, Ozai. You expect me to believe that Ozai is supposed to be this omniscient threat? Ozai is not threatening at all. And you want to know why he's not threatening? Because we keep seeing him every episode. Not every episode, but almost every episode we keep seeing him. Why are we seeing Ozai? You want to know what they did in the cartoon? They showed him as a shadow. We don't see his face till the finale of season 2. And even when we see Ozai, we don't see him often. We don't see Ozai often. In the show, like, he doesn't even treat Zuko harshly. And then in the Agni Kai, it's like, the reason why in the cartoon the Agni Kai was so important for Zuko was because Ozai was so embarrassed, so disgusted, so, like, appalled by Zuko's outburst that he banished him because he was embarrassed. He saw him as an embarrassment. In the show, it's like, you're too soft. You're too soft like your mother. I need to teach you. You are to be banished and go find the Avatar until and you are banished from home until you find the Avatar because you're weak. Why are they making Ozai seem like a father that is regret? I get it, okay? I get it. It's 2024, okay? You don't want Ozai. If you don't want Ozai to be a terrible father, fine. I get it. Make him human, fine. But come on, man. You did Azula wrong, you did Ozai wrong, and you did my boy Zuko wrong. And if it isn't obvious, Zuko's my favorite character in the show. Okay. Aang. Aang in this show is done wrong. He acts like a kid. He acts like a kid sometimes. But what did that say? Isn't that cute, but it's wrong. Okay. So Aang, right? You know how I'm sorry to keep going back and forth between the live action and the cartoon, but the cartoon makes the live action look like an afterthought. The cartoon, right? Aang decides to leave the Northern Air Temple because of the fact that, one, everything around him was changing because he found out he was the Avatar. Two, he found out that he was being sent away from Monkey Atso, who was like a father figure to him. But no, in the live action show, he's like, oh, I need to leave just because. I need to leave just because to clear my head. There's no reason for him to leave. There's no impactful reason for him to leave. He just leaves, and coincidentally and conveniently, as he leaves, the raid on the Northern Air Temple just happens. And then, oh my God, I forgot. Grand. Oh, I'm sorry, not Grand. Miss Exposition Dump, because that's all she was in this show. Literally every line that she spewed in the first episode was exposition. And you want to know what's even cornier? She said the opening monologue. You know, the iconic opening intro for the cartoon? She says it. She tells Aang that the Airbenders are extinct. She tells Katara and Sokka that Aang is the Avatar instead of them finding out on their own. She's literally there to just disposit exposition. And it's not even a good type of exposition. She's just there to tell the audience, oh, look, it's Aang. He's an airbender. Oh, look, he's the Avatar. He's different because he's the Avatar. Oh, look, hey, oh, look. Hey, by the way, your friends, you were in the iceberg for 100 years. Okay, screw you finding it out for yourself. Yeah, screw you finding it out for yourself and having a great, scene. Yeah, your friends are dead. Yeah. How do I know that? I just know because I'm Grand. Like, if you're gonna do exposition, fine. But why are they just dumping everything onto Aang and not let Aang find things out for himself? And then all of a sudden, Grand has the waterbending scroll, and she's kept that from Katara this entire time. This entire time, she had the waterbending scroll, the one that Katara stole from the pirates in the cartoon, and she had that in this entire time. And just decides to give it to Katara now? Why? At that point, Katara would have been a better waterbender before the show even started. We wouldn't even have to have seen her go up against Paku. Like, at the end of the day, I could talk all day about this show. How there's things about it that I don't like. There's things about it there are some things about this show that are okay. I'm not saying that there isn't, but there are a lot. Oh, I also have to ask Jay, why do you have a copy of The Last Airbender? Then again, I own Rise of Skywalker for some reason, so I'm not one to talk. Oh yeah, so a quick backstory. This is before I actually watched the show. I watched this movie first, and you want to know what's funny? I watched some episodes of the cartoon, but I never actually got into it. I watched this and thought it was actually really good. This is before I watched the entire cartoon, so don't crucify me. Then I watched the cartoon, and I look at this, and I'm like, why did I ever like you? This is garbage. This is garbage. This is terrible. Like, and honestly, why do I still have this? I don't know. I don't know. I collect DVDs. I mean, what else is new, Devin? You know how we are as DVD collectors. Even though it's bad movies, we still collect them because it's our job and it's what we do. I mean, hey, why does General Grievous collect all those lightsabers? We don't know, but he has them. I mean, hey, but like I was saying, there are things about this show that I like, okay? Do I think it is worthy? Do I think it can be better? Absolutely. It's not the worst thing. And people want to say, "Oh, it's better than this," but like, is this really like is the bar was set so low? Is this really an accomplishment? Yay! You're better than like the worst live action adaptation of all time. And yes, this is worse than Death Note and Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, this is the worst live action adaptation of all time, and I will die on that hill. I'm whatever. You know what? Get out of here. Yes, the show can be better. It can be improved. But here is my underlying problem. Right? We need to stop. You know what? Hollywood needs to stop making live action adaptations. We are now getting, all of us, apparently, we're getting a Naruto. We're getting Naruto. Yeah, one of my favorite anime, and I'm so mad that Right Dude is not here because Right Dude would agree with me. Naruto is one of the best anime. It's probably one of the best shonen anime of all time, and they're making a live action Naruto movie. Why? We didn't ask that, nor did we want it. We don't want it. None of us asked for this. We didn't ask for a live action for another live action adaptation of Avatar. Why can't you just respect the work that was already done? What's next? A Legend of Korra live action remake? I mean, hey, fine. Make a live action remake of a terrible show. And I'm sorry to any Korra fans out there. I don't like Korra. I don't like The Legend of Korra. I don't. I respect what it was trying to do. I respect some of the things that they tried to do. I am just not a fan of the show, and that's okay. Don't give them idea. Honestly, they're not gonna. Hollywood isn't gonna see this. Hollywood needs to stop making live action adaptations. Them doing that is disrespectful to the art that came before it. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the greatest things ever put to animation. The animation and the style of animation that's in that show is amazing. I sometimes argue that it should be counted as an anime because it takes some inspiration from anime. Speaking of anime, I gave up on American live action adaptations of popular anime since most suck. The only exception is Alita Battle Angel. I've never seen Alita Battle Angel, but I've told that it's good. I consider Avatar to loosely be an anime because it actually, if you were to watch it, it does kind of look like an anime at times. That's how good the animation is. There are some things that doesn't need to be put into live action. And I am a fool for thinking that Netflix would go 2 for 2 with live action remakes of a famous cartoon because people love One Piece. They like One Piece. I'm not a One Piece fan, but I was told that the One Piece show was good. Boy, was I a fool into believing that they could go 2 for 2 with Avatar. And this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. This isn't One Piece. This isn't like TMNT. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Debatably the greatest cartoon ever made. And you do this. Like Hollywood. I pray that we get some creativity back. I'm sick and tired of live action remakes. I'm sick and tired of sequels. I'm sick and tired of just bringing back old stuff just for nostalgia or to make more money. Stop. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. No more. No more. It's time to stop. Please. I've had it. But you know what? You know what? They're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to any of us because we, as fans, don't matter. The only reason why Hollywood ever does anything, the only reason why Hollywood makes anything is for this reason and this reason alone.
We've got to have money.
Money. That's it. Money. It doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter if we hate watch this show. It's all about money. I mean, Velma got hate watched into getting a season 2. Y'all, we unfortunately made them more money. I don't. And it pisses me off. Sorry for my language. I said I wasn't gonna curse, but I did. I'm sorry. Because that cartoon changed my life in so many ways. It made me love animation. It made me like love animation. It made me love cartoons even more. And it made me feel like a kid again. Because I was like 16, 17 when I finally watched this show for the first time. And to see where this show is heading, I'm not excited. This show is really mediocre. Again, it could be great. They could improve. God, oh my God. I don't even want to know what they're going to do with Toph. I don't even want to know what they're going to do with Toph. Because Toph is my second favorite character. But behind Zuko, Toph is my second favorite character. Toph is one of the most badass characters of all time. She is a earth-bending master. And she's blind. She's blind and she's the greatest earthbender of all time. If they mess her up, oh God. I think, oh my Lord. I might have to get hypnotized to just say that there's no TV show in Ba Sing Se. I'm really afraid of what is gonna happen. Because again, so apparently, Sozin's Comet is gonna happen in 3 years. Apparently, that's what they're gonna do. So forget the fact that Aang is in a sense of urgency and he has to learn all 4 elements, master all 4 elements in 1 year. And in the first season, he doesn't even waterbend. I mean, he does when he turns into that big, giant water spirit, but that doesn't count. It doesn't count. So are they just going to make 4 seasons now? Because he hasn't even learned waterbending yet. I don't know. I don't know. And again, I get it. They don't want to do they don't want to be note for note. They don't want to be note for note with the cartoon. I get it. You can change some things, but not every you don't change the fundamental core aspects of what made the cartoon great. You don't need to change Sokka being sexist. You don't have to change Avatar not being able to communicate with his past selves. You don't have to change anything with Katara. You don't have to change anything with Azula or Zuko. You can improve on them and make them better. And you want to know what's a good example of something that came out recently that actually did a good job with taking something that we already saw and improving on it and actually doing a different spin on it, and it was actually good? It's called Scott Pilgrim Takes on the World. Oh, sorry. Scott Pilgrim, I forgot. The new Scott Pilgrim show on Netflix. That did a good job. That did an amazing job of taking something that we already saw, kind of remix it a bit, and make it even make it just as good as the movie. It is possible. It is possible to take something and do a little bit of a remix and still be a worthy successor. You don't have to change everything. But I'm honestly, I'm just yapping at this point. I mean, Devin, Mark, Rob, I mean, you guys, John, you guys warned me and I didn't listen. I should have listened. I'm the world's biggest geek. Thank you for watching this live action, or sorry, my rant, my rage. I hope you guys got a laughter out of my pain. But yeah, this is the world's biggest geek. I'm done. Goodbye.